I'm gonna have to say that I've seen some pretty terrible horror movies this year. I was gonna do a review on Annabelle, but I figured I'd much rather spend the time talking about a good horror film instead. But if you want to know how I feel about Annabelle, check out my friend MaximusBlack and his channel. He did a review on Annabelle, which pretty much sums up exactly how I feel about the movie. And while you're there, check out some of his other movie reviews as well. I'll put the link in the description below. I'm going to spend this video, however, talking about The Babadook. It's an Australian film and a really good horror movie. Now, as many of you know, I prefer horror movies that create an atmosphere instead of just relying on cheap jump scares. And I gotta say, this movie creates one hell of an atmosphere. The movie is about this character, Amelia, and her son Sam, 6 years after the death of her husband. Sam keeps having nightmares about a monster, and then suddenly this really creepy pop-up book appears in the house talking about this monster named the Babadook, and then all the freaky shit starts to happen. I think the movie was directed very well, and it manages to weave quite an interesting, heartfelt story in the end. It's one of the reasons I liked it so much, and the characters were well developed also. This really helps connect the audience to the story because you care about the characters and what's happening to them. In a way, you almost feel exactly like Amelia at some points in the movie because you're not sure if what's happening is actually happening or just a result of her being under so much stress psychologically. Now, with all that being said, I do think that the movie could have had more of a climax. I felt a little unfulfilled at the end. Overall, I would recommend this movie if you're looking for a good horror movie without all the blood and gore, or you're just tired of watching the same formulaic horror movies over and over again. I wouldn't recommend this movie if you're having trouble dealing with kids of your own, or you just have some sort of phobia of pop-up books. For me, I'm gonna give this movie an 8 out of 10 for being one of the best horror movies I've seen all year. And my question for you guys is, if you could turn any children's book into a movie, what would it be? And what kind of movie would it be? It could be anything. For example, I would take Clifford the dog and turn that into a monster disaster movie. Imagine him fighting Godzilla. I'd probably pay to see that. So put your answers in the comment section below. Of course, please like the video, and I'll see you guys next time.